Carnival Jubilee is Carnival Cruise Line's newest mega ship to date. With 15 passenger decks and over 2,600 staterooms, there can be close to 6,500 other passengers on the ship with you. And while there were several things we loved about Carnival Jubilee, there were a few places where the ship really let us down. So if you're thinking of booking a Carnival Jubilee cruise, this video is for you, as we share our honest review as we take a look at the dining, entertainment, onboard activities, and more up next. Welcome aboard, cruisers. I'm Don B from Eat Sleep Cruise, and a special welcome back to those Eat Sleep Cruise subscribers. Heidi and I are no strangers to mega ships. We've sailed on the world's largest cruise ships from all the major cruise lines. And one place where Carnival Jubilee definitely shined when compared to the competition is the casual dining. And of course, with a name like Eat Sleep Cruise, we made sure to visit all the casual restaurants. And one of the best part is, essentially all the casual dining on Carnival Jubilee is included in the cruise fare. For cruisers who want to spend most of the week in their shorts and a polo shirt, there are various dining options to choose from during the day and at night. A popular venue on any Carnival Cruise Line ship, Guy's Burger Joint on Deck 17 still reigns supreme as one of the best burgers at sea. First launched on Mardi Gras, Shaq's Big Chicken is another big hit. Freshly made fried chicken sandwiches, chicken fingers, and crispy potato thins are hard to resist at this venue. Near the pool, there's the Street Eats, which offers food cart style snacks during the day. You can't go wrong with the custom burritos and tacos at the Blue Iguana, not far from the beach pool on Deck 16. Again, this venue is open for breakfast and for lunch. Inside, the Coastal Sleigh serves up 5 different personal pan pizzas. This venue is open most days until 4 a.m. And of course, we had to sample the new Tex-Mex pizza exclusive to Carnival Jubilee, which is sailing from Galveston, Texas. The ship's deli, Beach Buns, is open until late in the evening, and I immensely enjoyed the expanded selection of hot dogs and sandwiches with toppings like sauteed onions. Then there's Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse Brewhouse, also on Deck 8. Cruisers can get some barbecue from a buffet on sea days, or enjoy table service in the evenings with similar specialties. Not to mention there's the Lido Market, which offers a wide selection of stalls and entrees for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's the coffee shop Java Blue, which has an enhanced menu of breakfast sandwiches and all-day dining for even more choices. So suffice to say, we never had any issues finding something fresh and delicious to dine on during the entire week on board. During our sailing, Carnival Jubilee was sailing at about double occupancy, so around 5,600 passengers. For the most part, the 5 separate pools and 8 whirlpools handle the crowds. The beach pool on Deck 16 is the main family pool. There are limited loungers near the pool in the sun. However, there are plenty of deck chairs one deck above on Deck 17 for those who want to catch some rays. The aft tides pool, also on Deck 16, overlooks the ship's wake. This pool deck is home to a pool and 2 whirlpools. The back of any ship is the most desirable area, so this pool did tend to get busy rather quickly. There are some additional comfy couches and larger seats right above the tides pool on Deck 17. Just note that on the starboard side of this ship is the smoking section. Adults looking to escape the kids and families have Serenity on Deck 18 forward. This is a quiet area that has plenty of loungers and day beds. The spot also has a bar, a pool, 2 whirlpools, and a salad bar, quite busy salad bar actually, that's open on sea days. So adults here can relax all day and you never have to leave. Down on Deck 8 is the summer landing pool. This pool has a few loungers and is only steps away from nearby bars and restaurants. It is a family-friendly pool for guests who want a more chilled and relaxed sea day experience. On the starboard side are 2 whirlpools offering some great views of the ocean or that day's port of call. Cruisers staying in Havana staterooms have their own private Havana pool deck. This pool deck includes a pool, an outdoor bar, and additional loungers, and is tucked away on Deck 8 forward. So with the distinct pool areas scattered throughout the ship, one is bound to match your cruise vibe. Now, having just come off Icon of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world, and experiencing their Thrill Island, I'll have to admit that the sports deck on Carnival Jubilee did feel small. However, the sports deck, which is known as the Ultimate Playground on Deck 18, never was overly crowded, and it did offer a mix of amenities and activities to suit cruisers of all ages. There's a 9-hole mini golf course, and while the golf course lacked theming, that didn't seem to bother any of the families and kids that enjoyed this course. Heidi and I put it around one morning, and we don't need to mention who won. There's also the Carnival Waterworks, which has a splash pad and water features and slides for younger kids, and also offers 3 slides for older kids. The Lion signature body slide, the Twister, is a 260-foot long body slide that twists and turns through the park. The slide is open to cruisers who are 42 inches or taller. 2 other slides are open to those who are 48 inches or taller. The Blue Lightning is a head-first mat slide, whereas the Orange Thunder is a drop slide that plummets cruisers down over 220 feet. There's also a ropes course, which is suspended 150 feet above sea level. The ropes course includes a zip line and a plank extending off the ship's edge. A new thrilling feature that we haven't seen on other rope courses in Carnival Cruise Line fleet is one challenge where cruisers essentially are dangling off the edge of the ship and have to use ropes to pull themselves back around. There's also a jogging track, which takes 7 laps equal 1 mile, and a sports court, which offers games like soccer, basketball, and pickleball. All of the above are complimentary for cruisers to use throughout the day. But of course, there's also a signature attraction on the Ultimate Playground, the Bolt roller coaster. At $15, this approximately 50-second ride is exhilarating. With a throttle and 15 seconds of booster, cruisers can control the speed of this one-of-a-kind attraction. Of course, we took a ride on Bolt, and we think it's well worth the money, especially when compared to other upcharged sports deck amenities, like the Crown's Edge on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. The sports deck isn't the only place where you can have fun on Carnival Jubilee. In fact, there's an entire magazine called The Fun Times, which lists the daily activities throughout the ship, and there were a ton of them. Although many of these activities are pretty standard offerings on Carnival Cruise Line ships, or in fact, any mega ship from a major cruise line. During the day, there were several trivia sessions on various topics. There were some generic themes like geography or sports trivia, then trivia focus on television and movies like Harry Potter or Friends. There were also several daytime games. Competitions like Identity Crisis, Hog Wild, or Fact or Fiction also ran throughout the cruise. In the theater, the What's Age Got to Do With It was a fun spin on a couple's match game that happened on one sea day. There were also dance classes like the Thriller dance class or country line dancing for those who wanted to learn some new moves. For music enthusiasts, there were several sessions of games like Name That Tune or the Lyrical Challenge. Further, Guess That Song challenges range from classic rock to country music to one-hit wonders. As a family-focused cruise line, many of the activities on Carnival Jubilee were open to cruisers of all ages. The cruise line offers matinee shows like PG-rated comedy, afternoon karaoke sessions, and there was even a magic show on one of the busy sea days. There are also several Dr. Seuss-inspired events occurring throughout the week, including parades and story time. Cruisers could watch an ice carving on the pool deck and towel folding demonstrations, or participate in beanbag competitions or 3-throw competitions. There's also the dive-in movies on Deck 17. The Carnival Seaside Theater's giant movie screen overlooking the pool deck showed popular family-friendly movies like The Little Mermaid, The Lorax, and Barbie. And while we were pleasantly surprised with all the activities on board Carnival Jubilee, one area that really did let us down was the nighttime entertainment. As traditional cruisers, our standard evening on almost any cruise is usually dinner and a show. With so much nightlife on Carnival Jubilee, seeing all the entertainment does take some planning. While we were traveling with a group, we actually weren't able to catch all of the shows. But of the ones we did get to see, we weren't all that impressed. Carnival Jubilee features 2 signature entertainment spaces. The main theater on Deck 6 and 7 is home to 3 Playlist productions, headliner acts, and Carnival Cruise Line's exclusive Family Feud game show. The center stage is on Deck 6, with viewing areas from Deck 6, 7, and 8 in the center of the ship, and it has some of the worst sightlines of any entertainment space at sea. On the first night of our cruise, we checked out the new Playlist production, Dear Future Husband, in the Jubilee Theater. In the show, cruisers join a wedding party as they make their way around the ship as a couple is about to get married. The show includes popular songs and dances you find on any cruise. The cruise line kinda had me with the premise, but completely lost me when it crammed both Gangnam Style, and the Macarena into the musical. On night 4, the theater was home to Family Feud Live. This Carnival Cruise Line exclusive entertainment offering should not be missed. The cruise director, Kendall Fire, did a great job hosting this crowd-pleasing event with 3 showtimes. On night 5, we settled into Soulbound. I was more of a fan of the show than Heidi. The supernatural journey included Motown and rock hits and lighting effects, making it a more engaging production than the first night's show. Also new on Carnival Jubilee is the Rio celebration. This show tries to elicit the energy and flair of a Carnival celebration from South America. Featured a pre-show of predictable Latin artists, a parade, and a show featuring the same singers, musicians, and dancers. It was high energy, and it had some fun costumes and aerial acts. Still, when compared to some other cruise lines' entertainment offerings, we do feel the playlist productions and the other shows on Carnival Jubilee did fall a bit short. We know not everyone on a cruise wants to eat hamburgers and fried chicken sandwiches, so of course we had to test out the main dining room. And for the most part, the Pacific restaurant aft on deck 6 and 7 delivered a standard main dining room experience. On Carnival Jubilee, there's actually 2 different dining options. There's traditional dining, which had 2 times, 5:30 p.m. for the early seating and a later seating at 7:45 p.m. With traditional dining, cruisers have the same waitstaff and dine at the same table each evening. The other option is your time dining. This was the dining we had in the ship, and we highly recommend it. Regardless of the dining setup, the 2 main dining rooms dish out a rotational menu that changed nightly. Carnival just rolled out brand new main dining room menus, and these menus include new dishes and specialties from the cruise line's chief culinary officer, Emerald Lagasse. During our 3 visits to the main dining room for dinner, some of the standout dishes included the Gerard Street salad, spaghetti carbonara, the jambalaya, prime rib, banana cream pie, and of course, Carnival's signature melting chocolate cake. Another main dining room meal you can't miss is the Sea Day brunch. Offered every sea day, this meal includes a mix of breakfast and lunch items with hearty selections like the Eggs Benedict or the decadent skillet cake. Now, along with eating at the main dining room, your time dining includes 2 additional restaurant options for dinner. So along with having dinner at the main dining room, we also dined at ChiBang and Cucina del Capitano. On sea days, both of these restaurants are open for lunch, they're free, and they're open to all cruisers, just not your time dining cruisers. ChiBang is a mix of Asian and Mexican cuisine. It features items like spring rolls, sweet and sour shrimp, tamagritas, tacos, and bowls. Cucina del Capitano serves up Italian-American cuisine. Can't miss dishes here include the fried calamari, chicken parmesan, and the tiramisu. Unlike the main dining rooms, however, these 2 restaurants have the same menu every single night. Unlike other cruise lines that offer flexible dining, cruisers cannot make reservations for any of these 3 venues ahead of time. So cruisers need to enter a virtual queue using the Carnival app. However, during our cruise, the estimated wait times in the app were not very accurate. So we ended up waiting longer most nights for dinner than the advertised time in the app. Then one night, the app's estimated time of an hour was only 40 minutes. So we had to change our plans to make it to the dining room on time. Along with all the complimentary venues, Carnival Jubilee offers several specialty restaurants. These upcharge venues provide an excellent alternative to the other options throughout the ship, and during our cruise, we dined at the 2 most elegant restaurants. Of the 2, our personal favorite was the line's signature steakhouse, Fahrenheit 555. This open kitchen venue serves classic starters, entrees, and dessert, and is $49 a person, plus an 18% gratuity. Cruisers can't go wrong with several cuts of beef, or you can opt for the surf and turf like I did. There's also jumbo shrimp cocktail, risotto, and the decadent chocolate sphere for dessert. On the last night of our cruise, we dined at Rudy's Sea Grill, which also has a cover charge of $49 a person. This seafood-centric venue delivers fresh options from Chef Rudy Sotoman with his unique flair and plate presentations. Starters like calamari, seafood bisque, and entrees, including a surf and turf, as well as the signature crab stuffed lobster tail, will satisfy any palate. Other popular upcharge venues include Banzai Teppanyaki. This Japanese-style steakhouse is small with only 3 tables. So book this dinner and show early. The 4-course meal is $42 a person for dinner, with lunch being slightly cheaper at $38 a person. Next door is Bonsai Sushi. This a la carte venue serves sushi rolls, sashimi, and other Asian delicacies for lunch on sea days and every night. This venue is open until midnight if you want a later light meal. There's an additional alternative restaurant, Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse Brewhouse, aft on Deck 8. Currently on Carnival Jubilee, there is no charge to dine here, with the venue offering barbecue classics with a few items that are still an additional fee. Similar to the daytime activities, when the sun goes down, Carnival Jubilee offers a variety of activities. But perhaps the biggest draw in the evening are the comedy shows. Carnival Jubilee has not one, but 2 comedy venues. The Punchliner Comedy Club, forward on Deck 6, is the adult comedy spot, whereas the Limelight Lounge, aft on Deck 7, has a different comedian which offers family-friendly comedy, even in the evenings. During our cruise, there were 5 different comedians across the week. On most nights, there were 3 sets in each venue, with the comedians rotating between PG and R-rated sets throughout the week. Among the several comedians we saw, our favorite was DJ Cooch. There were also additional late-night comedy sets with different material in the main theater on a few nights. There were various live musical acts, along with the main theater and center stage entertainment. Olga offered classic piano music in the early evenings and after dinner, mainly in a Golden Mermaid. A trio of violinists, Sky Breeze, offered modern and classic songs in the evening in several venues. Country music fans could enjoy the cowboy Jeffrey Michaels, whereas fans of pub acoustic music could settle into sets by Owen Steven. The Havana Bar was home to a Latin Fiesta dance party that featured Mambo Magic most nights. Plus, the Backyard Band rocked out the summer landing for several nights featuring rock, country, and even some pop songs with its duo of singers. Carnival Cruiser favorite Ben tickled the ivories at the Piano Bar 88 most nights of the cruise, with the first hour of his set reserved for families. Not to mention on several nights, cruisers could belt out tunes with karaoke sessions. Grand Central was also home to popular shows like Deal or No Deal. Like other cruise lines, guests in the audience can play along too for the chance to win cash prizes and even a free cruise. There were not 1 but 2 sessions of the Love and Marriage game show. There were also Guess That Groove game show. This supersized version of the Finish That Lyric had everyone in Grand Central singing along. Carnival Jubilee also had several parties. Cruiser classics like the White Hot Night Party rocked out the Lido deck several nights of the cruise. Our personal favorite was the 80s Rock and Glow Party, which combined glow sticks with music from the best era ever. There are over 15 bars and lounges on Carnival Jubilee. Several of these venues offer signature cocktail menus, and while most of these venues will be familiar to members of the VIFP club, but there were a few new bars on Carnival Jubilee. We particularly liked the drinks at Dr. Ink's in the current zone on Deck 6. With interactive elements on the digital screens, and a squid with a doctorate, what isn't there to like? My go-to here was the smoky Seahorse Glide, while Heidi enjoyed the fruity Crimson Catch. At the Golden Mermaid, also on Deck 6, live piano music accompanied signature cocktails like the Radiant Rose and the Atlantis Potion. Most of the other bars and lounges on the ship were pretty standard. Out on the pool deck, cruisers can enjoy long drinks and vacation libations at the Red Frog Tiki Bar. There's also the Serenity Bar on Deck 18 forward. This bar mixed up a range of custom sangrias and wine-infused cocktails, perfect for sipping in the sun. The Havana Bar offers drinks like a daiquiri classico or the Hotel Nacional, which perfectly complements the live music or fun squad events in this Deck 8 venue. All the way aft on Deck 8, the Marina Bar served up upgraded versions of classic cocktails like the Marina Cape Cod and the Sailor's Iced Tea. During the day, the Watering Hole is an outdoor bar with refreshing drinks like the Watermelon Crush. Like several other Carnival Cruise Line ships, there's a brewery on board Carnival Jubilee. Even if you don't opt for one of the upcharge brewery tours, you'll not want to miss out on the Parched Pig Brews at Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse Brewhouse. Inside, Piano Bar 88 serves a spruced up alcohol menu with some rowdy sing-along songs. There's also the Alchemy Bar on Deck 7, which mixes up tasty concoctions like the off-label Strawberry Sidecar, and the 40 is the new 20, which is Heidi's personal favorite. Other locations serve the standard bar menu, including the Limelight Lounge, the Grandview Bar, and the Casino Bar. For this Carnival Jubilee cruise ship review, we stayed in cabin 12235. This balcony cabin was located on the starboard side, forward of the forward elevators. This Category 8D balcony cabin offered plenty of storage for our clothes and gear. Actually, compared to similar megaships, this stateroom boasted the most closet space by far. Immediately upon entering the room, the bathroom was on the midship wall. Like our balcony cabin on Carnival Celebration, this bathroom featured a large square shower with a glass door. It included 2 shelves with enough counter space for all our products. Beyond the bathroom was the desk on the forward wall and the sofa on the midship wall. Past this living area was the bed. The bed was on the midship wall facing forward, and then finally beyond the bed was the balcony. The desk had 3 drawers, a mini fridge, and shelves next to the closet. The extra long desk offered enough space for me to have a workspace with my laptop and double as Heidi's makeup counter. While there were no USB-C outlets in this stateroom, the desk did have 3 power outlets and 4 USB outlets. So we could use our cruise approved adapter to charge all our gear with no issues. On each side of the bed, there were small shelves. The top shelf was just big enough for a cell phone. Above these shelves was a USB outlet on each side of the bed, which was perfect for charging that cell phone. The balcony offered adequate space, 2 chairs and a table. It was the ideal spot to watch sail away from ports of call, or to do some work in the afternoon on a sea day. We think the staterooms on Carnival cruise ships are rather plain. With light beach tones, there were pops of color from the sofa and the accent art. But what the stateroom might lack in aesthetic, it more than makes up for in functionality. Using a few of our cruise cabin hacks, this cozy home away from home allowed us to work and relax in comfort all week. Now, after watching this Carnival Jubilee cruise review, we're sure you want to book a cruise on this brand new ship. But if you're new to cruising or new to Carnival Cruise Line, you might not know what's included in your cruise fare. Well, lucky for you, right here on YouTube, Heidi and I put together our complete look of everything that's included in a Carnival cruise, plus what will cost you extra. In that video, we break down all the included amenities, plus some of those hidden fees and costs the cruise line doesn't tell you about. That way, you know how much to budget for your vacation, so your next cruise is smooth sailing.